Hi Seamless, my name is Zatore, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this sound. Alright, so this is the original sound, and then this is just a simple looped version, so we can crossfade between them. Yep, alright, so I have a blank project here except for these sound files, so I'll go ahead and start making the sound. First I'm going to start off with 3 harmers. One for the high frequency, one for mid frequency, and one for low. I'm just going to go ahead and set these to 11, 12, and 13. For the high pitch one, I'm going to turn on a little bit of phase randomness, a little bit, mostly on. Full asymmetry. I'm not changing the asymmetry at all. 9 voices of unison, full stereo spread, a little bit of extra phase, a little bit of harmonizer, and that's basically it for part A. For part B, it's mostly the same, slightly different unison settings, and by slightly I mean basically the same, just layering it, again with the full prism. Yeah, that's basically it. For the effects, I'm using a little bit of soft saturation, a little bit of the mix added in, a little bit less distortion, and a little bit of asymmetry. And then I'm using a delay, super fast delay, 0.51, and then a little bit of extra stereo. Full reverb, and by full reverb I mean everything completely cranked, and then heating compression, not burning. I didn't like the way the burning sound, and with that you get this. One more thing is the volume envelope. Totally forgot about that. It's the same volume envelope for literally all of the sounds, just to give it a nice swell, I guess you could call that. Moving into the effects, it's pretty simple on the effects, just an EQ, which I'm using to high pass the sound at about 300 hertz or so. It's really all that is, and then a compressor, just to level it out a little bit. Not too much compression, just enough, I guess. Increase the release times just a little bit, and increase the stereo spread. Turning off the rest of the compressors, because I'm not using them. And with that, sounds like this. Sweet. Alright, so that's the high frequency sound. So we'll move on to the mid frequency sound. It's pretty much the same. It's got a couple of fundamental changes, but mostly it's just to accentuate the mid-range. Not using phase randomness, still using some harmonizer, not quite as much asymmetry, still a little bit. And then 9 voices of unison, increased pitch shift, a little bit of phaser, and again that same volume envelope. For part B, basically just a layer. I'm using a Hertz mode in unison, with just default settings really. Other than that, it's just a layer, nothing special. And I'm going to apply the volume envelope again. And now it sounds like this. From there, we're going to send it into channel 12, where it's going to be high passed. If I can pull that back up so we can get a look at it. We don't need all that bass in there, so I'm going to high pass at that same 300 hertz or so. Actually, no, I'm going to go a little bit lower. I forgot to change that. About 100 hertz or so. Then a huge boost at about 2 to 500, and a significant drop anything above like 10K or so. So then EQ'd, that sounds like this. Plenty of mid-range to work with there. Again, compress it some, not a lot. Higher threshold on this sound with, again, the increased release times. A little bit of extra stereo, and compressors off again. Alright, so compressed. Alright, so now the low frequency sound. This is just one part, full pitch down, a little bit of extra harmonizer, full square harmonic set because I like the way it sounds. It's a bit smoother, a little bit of asymmetry, not much at all. Same volume envelope. Nice. Unison and Hertz mode. A little bit of extra pitch. And then for the effects are definitely heavy here. Log, full log, a little bit of extra distortion, a little bit of asymmetry, and then burning compression all the way up. Loud. That's interesting. I hadn't heard that part before. There's like a filter effect on it. That's interesting. I did not know that would happen. Cool. EQ. And for this EQ, it's just low pass, like pretty substantial low pass actually, at 1 kilohertz, and a drop at 20 hertz. So EQ'd sounds like this. Kind of a mess to deal with, but once we mix that in, it should be pretty good. Again, with the compression, just for some leveling. Pretty similar to the mid-range, because I'm going to be slamming it into the compression. And reducing the stereo spread on this. Alright. So that's how we make the harmers. So now the next part is the MIDI. For the high range, in channel 11 here, I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, can I not copy that over? Apparently not. Oh well. Just use the same progression that was given, obviously. Trying to read off my paper here. Very professional, you know. These were just chords I made up. Honestly, that's all they are. I don't even know if they're real chords. I'm not a music major. Oh wait, this is way farther down. There we go. Alright, and there's the progression that we were given for the A part, or not the A part, the high frequency part. If you notice the progression is reversed, that will come in handy in a little bit, actually. You probably are, Seamless probably already guessed what this is. Moving on to part B, forgot to copy that, part B. remove most of that, and then duplicate it octave lower. And then for the low frequency, straight down an octave. All right. So put that in there, and it sounds like this. Whoa. Stupidly loud. Forgot to put a limiter on it. Cool. And I forgot I had a reverb channel. So since that's part of the sound, reverb, reverb. There you go. So now to really make the sound pop, just a little bit of extra EQing. Alright, so then we have the EQ, and for the mastering effects, I forgot to show those off because they're actually just blank. They're default project settings for me. Alright, so from here, I'm going to throw this into an Edison, because that's basically the sound, but now we get to the cool part. So now we're going to record it, and then we'll be able to resample it. All right. And there we have the sound, and I'll just go ahead and normalize that so it's not so crazy. So this is where the reversed chord progression comes in. Because it was reversed, now if we reverse the actual recording that we have, now it's played, the progression is played forward. If we play that back. Awesome. So that compared with the first sound that I made, first sound's a little bit longer. It's just because I made the MIDI longer. Compared that to the original sound. Basically identical. So yeah, I did make the sound. No copyrighted audio used. It's all me. Link to the project will be in the description, as well as I'll be sending it over to Seamless for the 100K subscriber collaboration. Thanks for watching.